Hello everyone, it's been a while since our last upload. A lot was happening around, so I took some time off. In this video, I'll explain you how you can use damage over time builds better. There are many strategies in Lost Centuria to use and implement. One of them is damage over time strategy. It is really effective and very annoying if played right. But there are some things that can go wrong which will entirely ruin up the strategy. We'll cover those in this video and help you get better with this strategy. So, for the rest of the video, I'll be your host Yokai from Team Asfictia, and let's get started. Before we begin, I would recommend you to switch on subtitles. English is not my first language and I do not often speak it, so my pronunciation and accent will be a little off. But I have provided proper English subtitles, so do switch them on from your YouTube settings. A quick note, for the rest of this video, I will be abbreviating damage over time as DOT. This will make it easier to say, so whenever I say DOT in the video, it will mean damage over time. So, what exactly is DOT? To oversimplify, you cast a skill and it deals damage for an extended period of time. That is DOT. Skills of monsters like Baretta, Perna, Nikki can all be considered as damage over time. They deal damage little by little over time, which ends up being very significant if you let it stack. There are a few principles you should keep in mind while playing dot builds. Number 1. Assessing the situation. Check out your starting hand and what the enemy has. The first thing you wanna make sure is how many counters the enemy has. Busha, Eleanor and Nikki are straight counters, while Clenen's invincibility and transfer spell are spell counters. You need to keep in mind and not end up getting countered each time you try to apply dot pressure. So whenever you see one or both of the monsters, you need to be careful on how and when you use your skills. The best thing to do in this situation is to play on counters, meaning you should use your dot skill only when your enemy is using another skill and you counter it. This way, the enemy cannot wusha you, or they will at least take some damage before being able to use an Eleanor or Clenence. Number 2. Play strategically. Do not use your dot skills one after another, just stacking them up. This gives the enemy a huge positive trait when they use Clenence or Eleanor versus when they use transfer. You should play strategically and apply dot pressure, meaning one dot skill must be active on the enemy all the time. You do not need to use everything at once, but one at a time to force enemy to use their countering skills like an inner or heal, so that you can apply dot again. This builds up a lot of pressure on the enemy and eventually take them down. Keep mana and cards to counter back. This is more important than the rest. You can apply all the pressure, but once they transfer or block, you should not be the one getting pressured. Instead, you need to play slowly and calmly. Keep building up the pressure while you have stuffs prepared for your enemy's next move. Do not rush into using monster or spells just because you saw the enemy struggling. They can turn the tide if you become too careless. Lastly, have a strong rear guard. As good as dot sounds, there will often be chances the enemy is using the same. And the problem with dot heroes is they are very fragile. They cannot take much damage. So to compensate, you need a strong backline which can survive and heal back if possible. Monsters like Lapis, Jean, Human are very strong for these roles. So, those were the basics and the fundamental principles. Let's jump into some gameplay example where I will explain how to use the above mentioned point in a real game. So let's begin. In the first game, we have Perna, Baretta, and Nikki as the damage over time characters. We're using Eleanor for the healing and purification, and Jean as the rear guard. We're also using continuous damage spell, cleanse spell, and transfer spell. So, at the very start of the game, we go on by Nikki just to pull out his Wusha in case he has it on hand. It did not work, but seeing that the enemy did not use Wusha, we go Baretta. He did not pull his Wusha again, means he did not have it in the card. Now he uses a Wusha, which was ultimately a waste. But this opens up an opportunity for our Perna to strike. This is very good for us. We're gonna wait and use Perna knowing he does not have any counter. As soon as the immunity goes off, we use Perna. He uses Lapis. That shield is gonna be very difficult. We use Jean to heal up a little. And now we're gonna use Nikki again. Just to add a more pressure on his backline. He uses Ramagos, but nothing's gonna work as we are focusing on the backline right now, not the front line. This time he counters it really very well. Our Baretta is useless, but this opens up way for Perna. Our Perna can now strike his Eternal Flame without being worried to get countered. We're gonna wait for the immunity to go off. I think our Perna might die before, but we're gonna use it right away just to make sure we get some Eternal Flames on. He transfers it back. So we transfer it back. We do not want any Eternal Flame on us. Eternal Flames are very nasty. Sophia takes out a round, so we're gonna use Baretta. He might or may not have enough mana to counter. He uses Jean's ability, which is not gonna stop us. We use our Jean ability, which is not gonna stop the enemy either. But we had to rotate it up. Now we are going to use Nikki again. He uses Ramagos, but it fails again. And now Baretta again. Since he used Shield, Jean, so we can counter it. The enemy's backline looks a little bit crumbling, so does ours. He uses Wusha's immunity, so we cannot use anything, so we can ends just to heal up a little. Then we use Jean again to heal up. His Lapis is stacking up his shield, so not to die from the Eternal Flames. Now we use continuous damage onto the enemies as there is no immunity, plus we countered. Sophia is gonna die, unfortunately not. This is a very good example of why you should have a very strong rear guard. You might be winning the whole game with your damage over time, but if you are not able to finish off the enemy's backline or rear guards, you might not win the match. This is why we need a strong card, someone who can heal and sustain on his own. Jean is a very good example for this. Now we're just gonna finish off, and that would be all from match number 1. On to our second game, we make a few changes in our team. We now are also using Orion instead of Eleanor in the backline, and we bring in a Wusha. First, prevention is better than cure. You might be satisfied with Eleanor, but it's better to not get the debuff at the first place. The enemy has Nikki as a counter and has Jean and Lapis right at the back, with Nikki as a damage overtime hero. So right off the bat, he uses his Orion now. We straight up use Perna to start applying the Eternal Flame. 6 of them got affected. I mean 3. It looked like 6. So we're gonna add more pressure and use Nikki. They're all dead now. Anytime. Since he's not doing anything, it's time for more pressure. He uses a Teddy spell and we honestly will just let it do its thing. He uses Melody of Life and grants an immunity on himself. But the Eternal Flame's still gonna be there. He uses Tsunami for the acceleration. We're gonna heal up as we do not really have anything else to play right now. And now we use Perna again. More Eternal Flames. Save up a little bit mana and then Baretta. He'll be forced out to use a Nikki again, which will transfer back the Eternal Flames. He uses an Orion instead. Orion in the early game is not very good. Orion is better when there are 2 or 3 enemies left. He can just wreck out enemies. He uses transfer. We transfer it back. We do not need any Eternal Flames, but that Nikki's immunity just saves them all. Too good. So, Perna again. More Eternal Flames, man. Eternal Flames for the win. You cannot stop this much Eternal Flames at once. We're gonna go Baretta again to add more dot pressure. He right now probably has no counter to this. Check out there, all the enemies going down. It's just that easy. Now we use Orion and that should be the game number 2. So on to our third match. We are making even more changes to the game. For this one, our only damage over time characters will be Perna and Nikki, alongside with the continuous damage spell. We bring in Baretta for the extra defense down, and then we replace Jean with Hume. Hume has a little bit more healing. We are using Soa as there are too many Lapis now. Only way to counter Lapis and get some more benefits onto yourself is steal her shield. She cannot shield from more shields after all. We again use Wusha. Right now, the first 2 characters in this deck, that is Rakan and Chloe, are essentially meat shields. I will not be using them anytime. So let's see how it goes. Enemy does not have any strike counters to us, so we might be good. Right off the bat, we first use Nikki instead of Perna. In case he has something for us, Nikki is gonna get countered up, so we're gonna use Perna to let the Eternal Flame stack up. In this case, it did not happen. Nikki strikes, so we're gonna go Perna again. The Eternal Flame strikes too. The pressure has been added. Now slowly and slowly, it will start building up. We use Lapis, we use Baretta just to get the defense down. Defense down is very good stat. Even the normal attacks starts to deal more damage. We're gonna use Hume to deal damage. That's how much good is the defense down. Even a non-crit hits can strike hard. He uses heal, but nothing is gonna work. We're gonna use Nikki again to add more pressure. 2 of them resisted. Then we're gonna use Soa, but it did not really work. I was hoping to steal Rakan's stuff. And now we're gonna use continuous damage. He's gonna use our cameo, so we're gonna use Baretta. Our Perna will die, but it's alright. He did his job more than well. Now we use Boom. He stuns us all. But the damage has already been dealt. It's nothing he can do anymore right now. He used Lapis to gain some shield, and here's the Soa match. That's how good Soa is. That would be game number 3. So that would be all from this video, guys. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, let us know down below in the comments. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot.